Thank you and good evening and welcome to East Grand Forks and the Civic Center as we get ready for playoff championship hockey as the Moorhead Spuds take on the Roseau Rams. As you may be well aware, this game has taken a few twists and turns along the way in order for it to be played tonight and at this time. Originally, of course, it was set for Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And then the impending storm brought about the decision to move the game to Thursday, again at 7 o'clock. But coming into the mix is the fact that the Class A championship game for Section 8 was also in the works and would have to be moved. And after a bit of the negotiations and logistics, probably more than anything, logistics came into play. So they decided to move the AA game to 5 o'clock. And then realizing, maybe that's kind of a little bit out of the reach of a lot of people to get there, they changed to 4 o'clock. And realizing then that there would probably be very few people that could get off work and in time to get to East Grand Forks or to Thief River Falls, the decision came down, let's play this at East Grand Forks, and the coordination and responsibilities that have been shared by East Grand Forks for the facility, for Moorhead, and for Roseau have been unparalleled as they put this together in order for this game to be played. And of course, the significance of the game is that it will determine who goes on to the state tournament, as the Spuds and Roseau Rams are no strangers to Xcel Energy Center over the years. Moorhead and Roseau have been the 1 and 2 teams out of Section 8 to make that trek to the Twin Cities. Brainerd more recently has also been involved. Bemidji was involved. Alexandria was involved, but that's getting to be a few years ago now. And when it comes down to it, it is Moorhead and Roseau. We've had a chance to visit with Spud head coach John Ammerman, and we'll catch up with his comments on tonight's game when we return after this timeout. Rams, and this just seems to be the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, especially for the people that have been following it for a while, right? Even in the last couple of years, Roseau and Moorhead have been the matchup, and definitely have been for the last 20 to 30 years. So, maybe even 40 before that. But obviously a great respected rival, and it makes sense that both of us are here.
I think you touched on the very core to what makes this such a great game, is that it is so highly competitive, but played with integrity and with honesty towards one another.
Yeah, and you'd like to think, too, the game's played the right way, and obviously we have a ton of success for what Roseau not only has done this year, but also in their past. A lot of our growth as a program is credit to some Roseau people moving to town, but also some friendly competition throughout, competing throughout youth hockey and through the ranks. And like you said, it makes sense that both of us are here.
We weren't sure where this game was going to be played. We weren't sure when it was going to be played, but here we are. We're in East Grand Forks, of all places.
Yeah, and what a whirlwind of the last couple of days. You know, the game, obviously, and all that leads up to it is an emotional couple of days. And then into Tuesday night, we're 2 hours late with an impending snowstorm. And then it looks like the weather gods had different plans. It just sat on Fargo Moorhead and a ton of snow. And then within that, there were some conflicts just within not only Thief River, but also a bit of travel. And glad we're able to play the game now, because I think for both teams and both fan bases, waiting wasn't an option. So a beautiful rink here, a little closer for us, which we won't argue about, and looking forward to it.
We're visiting with Moorhead coach John Ammerman on our pregame show tonight from East Grand Forks as the Moorhead Spuds boys hockey team gets ready to take on Roseau. We'll return with Mr. Ammerman and a look at tonight's game and more when we return after this timeout. We know what it was going to take to put this game into place, but here we are, John Ammerman. It's Moorhead and Roseau once again, and tonight it's in East Grand Forks. Despite 10 inches of snow and a lot of wind, things cleared up, and you can't take away what is supposed to happen from a bunch of hardy Norwegians.
Yeah, and I know that some people in Roseau might have been shaking their head yesterday when they had blue skies, and it was pretty clear for them, but unfortunately for us, there was just no way of getting out of town. But today, the snowplows came through, and the city did their job to clear some streets, and we were able to have school, and here we go. We're obviously excited about the opportunity. It's one that we've been fortunate enough to be a part of for quite some time here, but we don't take it for granted. It's something that this group specifically has worked for, and we're excited about their chance.
Not only does the rivalry exist between the two boys teams, but the girls teams also have started their own little rivalry faction, and the Spuds now are the team to beat. The Rams have always been the team to beat in that department, and this year it seems the Spuds were able to kind of shake things loose and have themselves an outstanding year.
Yeah, and how about that? How many sections do you think can say that the section final matchup was between the same two schools? Obviously, the girls from Moorhead had an outstanding season, especially that last run, playing extremely well and went toe-to-toe with some of the best in the state and had some hardware to show for them. But yeah, it's one that we've been thankful for, and I would imagine the girls' side would say the same thing.
When you take a look at how these two teams have evolved, first of all, we go to the coaches. As a former Spud player yourself, and Ryan Kraft as a former Spud player himself, leading the charge.
Yeah, and Roseau can say the same about their head coach, an alumni, and obviously coaching a sport at any level is something that's a very important role, but it means a little bit more when it's the high school that you participated for. So playing for Moorhead was obviously a great experience for myself. I would imagine Coach Kraft would echo the same, but coaching for that same high school is something I'm very proud of, and something that I'm very lucky to be able to do. And I look forward to not only coaching tonight, but hopefully for a few more years as well.
John Ammerman with us as we talk Spuds Roseau hockey, and it's the section championship. The winner moving on to state tournament play. And as we take a look at how the two teams match up tonight, we'll return and talk about that right after this timeout. Have met twice during the regular season. Spuds getting victories in both of them, but they're always hard fought and well played, and I expect really for a section championship that we'll see nothing less.
Yeah, and I think it's fair to say that both scores are a little misleading. In the first game, the first period was a draw. The second period we scored a goal, but a pretty evenly contested period. In the third, they came out and scored right away, and then it kind of got away from them. But really, for the bulk of the game, it was a one-goal game, and then the last 5 minutes or so, the score looks a little different than the game itself. In Moorhead, the last couple of years, actually, last couple of weeks, a little bit of what we just saw. A game that was delayed, a goofy start time. But they came out and they absolutely dominated the first period. We were lucky enough to have Kai Weigel play extremely well and us to score on a timely opportunity. And the game ends 3-0. Well, we get an empty net, and really after the first period, it was pretty even with the first period them dominating. So, two evenly contested games. Yes, we win, but we're definitely going to have to be at the top of our game and be tight and be focused, and we look forward to it, and we'll see how it goes.
Hockey is one of those sports that if you have a good goaltender, she stands out, and it comes down to that's where the game is decided.
Especially in these one-and-done games where there are some key moments and momentum swings, and sometimes it can be a goaltender making a save or two. And we've been fortunate in what we've had back there this year and even last year with Kai, and he really has been a difference maker, and it's been really fun to see his growth, not only as a goaltender but a young man. And we're looking forward to seeing him not only compete tonight, but hopefully for at least one more week.
What part of the game has been the most pleasant or pleasing for you as the coach to see develop over the course of this past year?
I think as in every year, there's a lot of question marks coming into the season when you have some roster turnover. For us, the initial part was where were we going to get our scoring from? In addition to a few guys that were returning, we lost a lot last year. There's no question about that. And then in the back end, there were a ton of holes on defense. And we've seen some kids step up. It's, you always kind of cross your fingers and close your eyes and hope it happens. But kids are resilient, and when they're given an opportunity and they've given a little or gotten a little bit of faith in them, a lot of kids rise to that occasion. It's been really fun to see.
Big one tonight, the Spuds and the Roseau Rams. Our thanks to John Ammerman for being with us. Rob Grammer will join us. We'll talk more about tonight's game after we return from this timeout. From East Grand Forks, Section 8 Hockey AA Championship in Section 8 as the Moorhead Spuds get ready to take on the Roseau Rams. Another championship game being played tonight, but in Thief River Falls, East Grand Forks rather, taking on War Road. The number one team in the state of Minnesota, Class A War Road, taking on East Grand Forks, and it created quite a stir in East Grand Forks when they realized where they wanted to be was behind their green wave. And so how do you run a facility without the people that normally are here? Well, the three entities got together and they put together a plan, and here we are. It's Moorhead and Roseau, and they are in East Grand Forks, the home of the green wave. And tonight, of course, is the start of it, really, with the teams that are playing heading on to state tournament competition after tonight. With the winner moving on, the loser finds their season coming to a close. Edina has already claimed one of the state tournament bids. We did have a chance to take note of other pairings, but have lost the track of them, quite frankly. And so we'll have to go without that for the moment until we'll catch up with them a little bit later. But we do know that Edina is one of the teams in, and Moorhead has played Edina during the course of the regular season and played them well. St. Thomas Academy was involved, and they came up short, and so they did not make the state tournament competition this year. And it continues on as we take a long and steady look at all the teams that have qualified and are ready to qualify and are ready to play in tonight's game. So the Spuds and the Rams and Rob Grammer will join us momentarily as we take a look at tonight's starting lineups and goaltenders and more after this timeout. Well, as you can tell, we are in the midst of the Moorhead fan section. And across the way, the Roseau Rams fan section as they applaud the arrival of their teams in preparation for the start of tonight's game. Roseau, under second-year coach Greg Lund, 17 wins, 8 losses, and a tie. Moorhead has won 9 games in a row after seeing their record level off at 9-9. 9 consecutive wins, and the Spuds come into tonight's game with 18 wins and 9 losses. Both teams average about 3 goals a game. Both teams give up an average of about 2 goals per game. The Spuds have worked their way into this championship contest with Section 8 wins over Brainerd 6-2 and Sartell 4-1. The Rams have exploded offensively with a 9-3 win over Bemidji and a 6-1 win over Elk River. Gives me an idea that we are in store for a game to be decided between the pipes. Altrayer Jones, 2.5 goals against, 90% saves in goal tonight for Roseau. The Spuds will go as they have over the last 2 years in Kai Weigel, 1.82 goals against. He has seen his goals against average dip below the 2 mark for the latter part of the season and at 94% saves. Remarkable numbers at any level. 1.82 against, 94% saves, Kai Weigel. Garrett Lindbergh and Colby Creer line up defensively for the Spuds. The Rams will go with Aaron Wentzloff and Austin Clint. The front lines for Roseau, led by Noah Ernest with 44 goals and 41 assists, 85 points to lead the way for the Rams. Jake Halverson is on one side. He has 16 goals and 24 assists. Preston Lundblom at 13 goals and 24 assists, finishing out that top line for the Rams. Garrett Lindbergh and Colby Creer can score the puck. Lindbergh has 3 goals. Creer has 6 through the first part of the regular season and during tournament play. The front line, there are 2 front lines. The Spuds have Joe Corton, who is so good on faceoffs, centered by Parker Gass and Ian Ness. But when you take a look at the high scoring line, it is Caleb Alderson. He had 2 goals in the last game against Sartell, and now 9 on the season. Mason Kraft, one of the leaders in assists, has 26 assists along with 6 goals for Mason Kraft, the sophomore. And rounding it out, Aaron Ryerson, Moorhead's leading point getter, 28 goals, 15 assists. Aaron Ryerson, the right side of that line for the Spuds. 23 straight years for the Moorhead Spuds, working their way into this championship game. 23 straight years. It's a record. The closest is Hill Murray. They have been involved in 17 at one point in their historical career. 17 straight visits to the state section championship game, but the Spuds have 23. And here's another fact that seems just amazing. It's either been Moorhead or Roseau in 30 of the last 34 years. And as the starting lineups have been introduced, we're going to pause now and take you back to our studio as we honor America with the singing and playing of our national anthem.
Band under the direction of Chris Barnes.
It seems to me there gets to be a little bit of a buildup of energy as we approach playoffs, and then it heightens as we reach the championship game. And tonight it's the Moorhead Spuds and the Roseau Rams. This matchup being played in East Grand Forks at the Civic Center, and we are ready to drop the puck and play championship hockey. For the Rams, settling in, They will have Noah Ernest to handle the draw as he's circling around, ready to stand in against Joe Corton. And as play gets underway, it drops back, and here's the play to the Roseau Rams as it comes near side and ahead. Ernest feeds it off to the blue line. Tipped away from him and picked up by Ian Ness. Tapped up into the air, and the recovery comes back down near side for Ernest. The thought has been made that if you can contain Ernest and maybe hold him to just a single goal, Rob Grammer, that you've done your job.
Well, it's certainly a job well done if we can hold Noah Ernest down. He's been a prolific player for 3 years now for the Rams, and the most prolific this year, scoring nearly 40 goals, I believe.
He was, he's got 44 goals and 41 assists. So that's
a lot of goals.
That almost puts you up in your category.
Yep. I scored that many for mites through high school. Larry. That's right.
Total. We started the season mentioning the familiarity of the names, and I'm going to do that again as we take a look at the names from 1994 and 1995. We'll do that in just a moment as we're ready for a face-off just outside the Roseau blue line. Ernest controls the play, and we're back now on the near side. Here's the walk ahead and delivered up into the zone. All the way back near a corner. A big hit goes down, much to the delight. It's a whiteout with the Spuds fans here tonight, the student body, all white from top to bottom. Here's the escape out of the zone by the Spuds as they bring it in. It's Parker Gast scooting his way to the corner and backhanding one down low, and from behind the net it rolls back near side. A quick return sent all the way far side. Chased down by Parker Gast, but recovered by the Rams out at center, and it's tipped ahead and taken back against the next line, and from there played back into the corner. Spuds take a look. It's ended up for Ian Ness. He's trying to stick handle his way loose, but he's well caught up and defended, and play continues on as George was there to foil the return of Moorhead. Back, nice job of stick handling, but then he sidestepped his way out of the play, and it comes back near side, and it's turned around and set in by Baumgartner. That is to say, Colin Baumgartner of Moorhead. Play to the far side. There's a Baumgartner also on the roster for Roseau, and so let's not get those two players confused as play goes behind the net, and it's picked up there by Alex Ballard. Back out to center, comes all the way down, and that'll set up icing. Well, let's catch up on 1994 and 1995. Ryan Kraft, Moorhead's all-time leading goal scorer in a single year, 47 goals. Son Mason Kraft is leading the Spuds teams in assists this year. A deeper look in a moment. And by the way, we do have a grammar on there somewhere. He just laughs. Play comes back up. Here's a windup and a shot lifted up and away. All the way around to the far point. Turned around, kept in nicely, and it's swept away by Kai Weigel. And in 1995, Matt Cullen, second leading goal scorer in a single season with 45. Brooks Cullen on the team. Josh Arnold, his son is the defenseman. Josh Arnold, 1994, with 37 goals. And then Rob Grammer, his notoriety is the fact that he scored the game-winning goal in the fourth overtime to defeat Elk River in the section championship game and put the Spuds into the state tournament play. So that's quite a pedigree of Spuds hockey players.
Oh, man, yeah, and what a fantastic time for those parents. A thrill to see their kids out here getting to compete in the section final just like they did.
I think what the grandparents are thinking.
I hope they can even remember what happened tonight.
To the near side, it's played into the corner. Set up, and it goes rink wide and bounces ahead. The Spuds track it down as Garrett Lindberg feeds it back out to center. The return comes to Garrett Lindberg, and he stick handles his way up, and a hard pass near side got away from Ian Ness. It deflects all the way down, all the way to the far corner, where it's played up against the wall. Tipped away loose, and in pursuit it goes down, and to the far side played by Aaron Wensloff. And as he tried to left it out, a whistle stops play. We are just underway, and there's no scoring.
You know, Larry, it's such a good point. The history and the tradition of Minnesota hockey, and you talk about the grandparents, no doubt about it, that they're in attendance too, and they've got to see this happen a couple of different times through the generations. And, of course, on Roseau's side, it's much the same, and it's just part of the awesome, rich tradition of hockey in Minnesota.
As play goes down, and it comes right through the crease all the way up on top, turned around by Wensloff and sent back in. Chased down now by by Arnold. Jack Arnold feeds it ahead. Here's Carver Hasbargen all the way down low, rolls his way in through the crease to the near side. Spuds were ready for that one. Here's the return, way up on top. Turned by Arnold, it pops up into the air. Return near side. All the way up and out of the zone, and a bit of excitement here early on.
Yeah, and this place is alive. It's electric right now, and it reminds me of the old days. This is an old site for the section final, rotated between here and Thief River Falls and the Huck, and they used to play the entire tournament at these venues. So a lot of us remember as kids coming up here and seeing tremendous games in this building, and one comes to mind, 1991, I believe, where Roseau defeated Brainerd in a couple of overtimes.
We're underway as it comes near side, intercepted. Here's the drop pass. Kraft goes off to the far side. Shot comes right on. Bounced up and away. Comes back near side. Along the near wall and out. Here's Ernest. Had it poked away just as he was ready to step across. Back up ice. It's picked up by Jake Queen. Down low in the corner, then brought back out to Ernest, and he stick handles his way into and out of trouble by passing it down low. He is all the way being bothered by Caleb Alderman. As it goes off to the far side, deep now to the near corner and played back out near the point, but the Spuds put a stick on it and slow it down from there. Tapped out to center ice and quickly returned back in. Spuds play it behind the net. Roseau is touched up with the play. Play continues on. Here's Ryerson on the way in. He's taken out of the play. And it comes back out, and Kraft shoulders his way in on the play with a hand pass. He picked it off the shoulders and threw it forward, and that's gives it back to a face-off situation at the other end.
Well, it's tightly played thus far. There's a really good pace and energy right now, both sides. Both playing it pretty tightly, not wanting to give up a mistake and a costly goal early.
Face-off to the near side of Kai Weigel. 2-1 shots on goal advantage, Moorhead. Play comes back up, all the way down low, played behind the net, sent off far side. Here's a quick return up and along the wall, dished ahead and across the line and safely in, then deflected away and it comes back out. Here's a quick wrister sent in by Baumgartner. Down low, comes back near side. The Rams pick it up and they send it out to center. The Spuds are able to pick it up with Joe Corton. He turns it around and rings it off to the far side. Spinning out of the corner, it comes back near wall, and here's the advance up ice now by Gavin Jensen. It goes down low and it's taken away. Play continues on here as the Spuds bring it to center. Through the zone, near side, Jack Arnold rifles that one in, and it's bounced up and away behind the net, and play stops there. 11:45 remaining. First period of play from East Grand Forks. The Spuds and the Rams have no score.
You had Arnold stepping in to rip one, Brooks Cullen on the ice, some of the names you mentioned from the past. Joe Corton just on the ice. You remember Ryan and Rory Corton also back in those days. Plenty of second-generation Spuds and plenty of siblings as well, with Garrett Lindbergh stepping out there. His brother Gavin playing the last few years.
Play to the near side. Well, you know what they say. Once a Spud, always a Spud. Play off to the far side. Return. Moorhead tipping it forward. Came back again. Out the center. Bouncing loose. It comes all the way to the near side. Kai Weigel steers it out of the zone all the way up to center. A bouncing puck taken for just a moment by Jimmy Jocks. And it goes off to the far side where the Spuds control it in. All the way behind the net. Back now to the corner and thrown back in against the wall. Here's a centering pass right down low. Shot is blocked in traffic and then sent out of the zone. In pursuit, Colby Creer brings it near side. Off the wall, Carver Hasbargen. Dishes it ahead for Mason Kraft. And the return comes back to the near wall. Spuds will try it again as they load it up behind their own blue line. It comes all the way near side. Colby Creer. Little nice tap pass ahead, trying to hook up with Ryerson. And Aaron Ryerson chases it to the corner and then sends it off. Return out of Mason Kraft. His centering pass was caught by the Rams, and Noah Ernest comes up with it. As he got to the blue line, he taps it ahead and then pursues it down behind the net. Tipped away. Spuds reach in and pull it away. Nice defensive play by Caleb Alderson. Here's the return on the near side. Aaron Ryerson walks his way and he shoots it high, shoots it wide, and shoots it long. Return comes all the way up and tipped back. The Spuds again will try it out at center ice. Roseau will have to touch up on the play before they can continue. And as they touch, it is offside. And play stops now with 10:05 remaining.
A nice zone exit by the Spuds. Mason Kraft finding Ryerson across the ice, and a nifty play by Ryerson to adjust and flip to his backhand, pull it quick to his forehand, get in on the edge, and rip one just over the net.
Play comes back to Moorhead. Off to the far side and ahead. Dished into the zone, kept in the zone. Nice hustle right there by Joe Corton. Then as he reached down for it, it got pulled away. Rams bring it to the blue line. Working his way along, Tanner George brings it out in front. Then it's tipped away and it's recovered. Setting it up from there. Here's a windup and a shot, and it's blocked up and away. Rebound now on the near side as the Rams set up some good-looking offensive opportunities. Out to the far point, backhanded along the wall, and down deep where Joe Corton is there to pick it up. Back it comes near side for Ian Ness. He touches it out of the zone. It's popped up into the air and scrambled after, picked up by the Rams. There's a walk-in off to the far side. Nice poke check away by Aiden Dufault. Play down deep and from behind the corner. Aiden Dufault, a player that didn't see much varsity time early on in the season. All he's done is show up every practice and every week since. Play comes back down near side. On his way in, Tanner George got upended in the play. Comes winding up and a shot blocked away. Out it comes to the near side and along the wall. Spuds stick out to get loose. All the way down, Brooks Cullen walks his way into the corner. Then lifts it up and taps it forward, and it goes behind the net. Back now near side. 8:41 remaining. To the near side, Noah Ernest. Dropped it behind. There's a quick release there. That's a nice looking play as you feed it behind you for the shot. And on the ensuing play, a whistle stopping play.
Yeah, and you got a nice zone entry from Roseau as they come across and kick it wide and set up that traffic going hard to the net, and they just about are able to get a redirect in there, but Weigel up on his crease, challenging and picking that play off with good anticipation. Then you see Creer and Tanner George getting after it, a little feist here early on from those two.
There may be more. Here's the walkthrough, centered by Joey Semenich. Deep into the far corner, played by the Rams. Semenich catches up to it, and he sends it. There's a shot to go!
Now there we're going to see Abe Carlson there with that net front, just stick-to-itiveness, banging away at the rebound. The play initially set up with a strong forecheck from Carlson, who finds Semenich on the side, who rips a low snapper at the feet. Always a dangerous play for a goaltender to handle that. And sure enough, the Spuds stick with it and find that loose puck and slam it in the back of the net.
8:39, the time of the goal as the Spuds score first. We'll get the scoring announcement here in a moment as they tabulate. And Moorhead, with that goal, has taken 1-0. Long pass goes off to the far side. Tapped up against the wall, and out it comes. The Spuds will try it again, but it's taken away by Ernest. He wrists one from the blue line, and it goes down and off to the side. Here's the scoring announcement. Abe Carlson with the goal, his 5th of the year. Brooks Cullen gets an assist, his 6th of the year. And Lindbergh gets an assist, his 15th of the year. And Moorhead has a 1-0 lead. 8 minutes remaining. First period of play here at East Grand Forks. Players battling for position along the far side. And it comes back in now as Mason Kraft stands in on the draw. Off to the far side, a collision there. Working it down low, Aiden Dufault. Pushing it off to the near side. Their play continues out near the point, then it escapes. Picked up by Caleb Alderson as he dropped it in. Play continues on, a long play far side. Deep into the corner, then back out, and the Spuds catch up to it deep in their own end. A quick pass out, tapped off the boards. Aaron Ryerson to Alderson, deep into the corner, giving chase. The Rams pick it up and control it out to the far side, but the Spuds have a pass out to the point, and Moorhead will take it back again, but not before it's handled by Tanner George. Here's a play in on goal, a rebound just off to the side. It was right on the doorstep, and play continues as again the heavy hitting going on here tonight. Play here's Aaron Ryerson scooting his way into the corner. Gets position, takes the puck away. Centering pass, rebound, shot right on. Blocked away, and it comes out near the point. Then from behind, the Spuds put a stick on it. Slow the play down, but Noah Ernest comes up with it. He stick handles his way to the near side before turning it in. Off to the far side, working his way down below and back up on top. Shot blocked, rebound behind the net. Poking at it, off to the far side. In pursuit is Preston Lundbaum. And it escapes his zone, and it comes all the way down. And the play will continue on as they cycle back behind the net. And Jake Queen sends it out along the near side, and the Spuds intercept. There's a long shot from center ice by Colby Career. Comes all the way back down near side, and Career regains position. A rink-wide pass for Garrett Lindbergh. Dished ahead, Moorhead leading it 1-0. Pass comes back to Career. To the blue line and in, taps it into the corner in pursuit. It rolls around all the way out to center ice. That'll force the Spuds to come back out. The return pass for Joe Corton winds up, and a centering pass got blocked off a skate and picked up by Tanner George. And here come the Rams, just managing to hold the zone, and it's tipped back out. And the Rams will have to touch up, but the Spuds take possession of the play and come hurrying along. Here is Colin Baumgartner. Long pass all the way down to the far side. From behind the net, clock is running along with a 5:22 remaining. First period of play, 5:22 remaining. And it's 1-0 Moorhead as play comes near side. The Spuds getting an Abe Carlson goal. Wind up in a shot sent wide. Rebounded all the way out to the point. Career is there. Stick handling his way behind the net. Stick handling his way all the way to the near corner. Backhanding it down low. And from there, Carver Hesbargen. Put a stick on it, but it's blocked away. It's lifted up and lifted out. Spuds gather it in and haul it in all the way down to the far side. Brought back out. And a wind up and a shot blocked away by Jones. Back to the near side, and it goes all the way to the far corner. Played back as Hesbargen goes in with a big hip check, and it comes back on his stick. He ties it up along the wall. Puck is poked loose as they scramble for possession under that far corner boards, and the play comes back out along the wall. Again, it's tied up momentarily, and the return comes to Career. Wind up, shot wide. All the way around, it rolls out to Garrett Lindbergh sending it in. And the long play out of the zone brings a stop and play, and I think both teams not going to be a problem with that, settling things down.
I tell you what, the Spuds had great pressure from that Carlson, Simonich, Hasbargen line, maintaining the entire shift down in the zone, even getting a line change, allowing Alderson and Kraft and Ryerson to get out there, and they had the pressure on, but Rams able to clear it.
Wind up and a shot and a goal! A shot and a goal! Right off the face-off, and it's 2-0.
You talk about how critical face-offs are, how important it is to get possession, and it's one of the main ways you can score a goal in an offensive set when you've got an out-zone face-off. There you have Alderson winning it clean to Mason Kraft, who gets a quick shot off that Jones couldn't see, and it gets past him. 2-0 Spuds, and I know, Larry, there's a group of people out in Marquette, Michigan watching right now, some Spud fans that are happy with the 2-0 lead.
Well, there are a lot of people, a lot of other places as well. We think particularly of Florida and of Arizona and Utah and Idaho, all in their vacations watching here tonight and listening here tonight. Did you catch? I didn't catch who the names were, so we'll get that in a moment.
It's going to be Kraft from Alderson.
Kraft getting the goal. That's his 7th of the season. Mason Kraft. And it's 2-0. And the Spuds are using a blistering shot to set up the rebound. It's very hard to soften that shot. And the play comes back now to the near corner. Winding it around all the way to the far side. Walking his way around up on top. The drop pass got blocked away, and it comes loose. Spuds tracking it down. Pop it up into the air. Play continues as Noah Ernest heads off for a moment. Play comes rink wide, and that stops play on the icing pass. with 2:49 to go. So a couple of quick goals for the Spuds, leading it 2-0.
I think that one must have hit something in the rafters to draw the whistle. But the Spuds continuing to apply pressure after that second goal. Been down in the Roseau end. We saw this in the last meeting, regular season meeting between these two, where the Spuds were able to wear down the Rams with this type of pressure.
Tapped loose, stays in the zone. Here's Parker Gast carrying it, had it poke checked away, and it comes out to the point, and then it's deflected away. A race for it there, penalty coming up. That's our first penalty of the night as Colin Baumgartner reached in and tripped up the advance, and that stops play with that penalty, and it'll be power play.
Well, Gavin Jensen bursts up the left side, is able to chip a puck past Baumgartner, putting Baumgartner in a little bit of a desperation mode because Jensen would have been in on likely a 2-on-1 there if he was able to get to it, and Colin pulls him down there, but not the worst penalty if you're the Spuds to avoid that odd man rush.
Moorhead on the season, a remarkable percentage of stopping the opponent when they have the power play. Rink-wide pass. Moorhead has stopped 91% of the power plays of their opponent on the season. 78 times they've been faced with shorthanded situations. 71 times they were able to come up with stops. And that puts our face out just outside the Moorhead blue line. Now as we go to the 2:15 mark, Noah Ernest back on to handle the draw. Backpedaling. Rams setting up their attack as they got their wingers now on the far side, and a hard pass got knocked off the boards. Sent in deep, it rings off the far corner back now to the near side where it's picked up by Aaron Wensloff. Here comes Noah Ernest. Rink wide it goes, into the zone it goes, and the Spuds put a stick on it and force it back to the near wall. Played down deep into the corner. Noah Ernest manages to come up with the loose puck as he shredded away the Spuds attack. Here's the play on the near side, wind up into traffic, and it's blocked down and blocked away. That one was destined. That one was on its way in, but it got blocked by a skate. Wind up and a shot up on top, and again it got through traffic all the way to goal. Kai Weigel steering it out.
Yeah, that time we had, actually that might have been blocked out front by Roseau. Brennan Johnson with good net front presence, and Jensen kind of shot it right into him. Good look for the Rams.
Noah Ernest working his way into the zone before dishing it off to the far side. Still 30 seconds left on the Moorhead penalty. Way up high in the slot. Here's a wind up near side. Spuds get in the way and take the play out. Jack Arnold is there. Spuds come up with a defensive poke away. Play continues on up high in the slot. Wind up and a shot blocked down low. Rebound up on top. They'll try it again. There's a wrist shot blocked away to the near side. Counting down from 8 to the near side, and a long pass bounced into the zone. Dished ahead. Spuds tracking it down. There goes Caleb Alderson to the corner. Penalty has expired. Moorhead is at full strength. Rams come to the blue line and in. Tapped away, it comes all the way down. Here's a put back down onto the ice, and a shot sent on with 18 seconds remaining. Wind up and a shot blocked. And then lifted up and out to the near side. The Spuds with a time-consuming pass there, sending it up to the other end. Here's the return quickly by Rams on the near side, winding up, and a shot sent and blocked away. We're winding this one down as it comes in towards goal. The horn sounds. Spuds have scored twice after one period of play. It's Moorhead 2 and Roseau nothing.
We asked the team how we should celebrate the $2 million given to Casasa members last year. Dana wanted us to hire a marching band. Amanda thought that we should drop 2 million balloons. And Kevin, well, Kevin always wants to use the money gun. Steve thought, well, what if we just said it?
Last year, First Community gave $2 million in Casasa rewards.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
Pressure early on from the Spuds, resulting in a couple of goals. So on the pressure, right off the forecheck straight away with Abe Carlson getting in first on the puck, separating the Rams player from the puck, and then making a good pass out for a shot, and then continuing right to the front of the net, scrapping for that rebound, getting the first one. And then the pressure, and we were talking about the great pressure from the line of Simonich and Hasbargen and Carlson again. That shift, they got a line change, continued the pressure, resulted in a shot on goal and an offensive zone faceoff that led to the second goal. Alderson winning the draw clean to Mason Kraft, who got the second one.
Something that I think is noteworthy of what has happened here down the stretch of the season is that it is not just that front line that has been responsible for doing all the scoring. We're getting scoring from the third and fourth lines along the way.
Yeah, good secondary scoring coming about middle of the way to towards the end of the season here for the Spuds. No doubt that's a big component to the winning streak right now that they've got, and this advantage that they've come out to tonight with that third unit really having a big impact, scoring the first goal and the pressure that helped set up the second one.
Roseau has 9 shots on goal, but no scoring. Moorhead has put 7 shots on goal. 2 have gone in. You're listening to the Spuds on 970 WDAY, 93.1 FM. After 1 period of play, it's Moorhead 2 and Roseau nothing.
Town and Country Oil and Propane.
Is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise but is overwhelmed by all the options. What if there was a way for Pam to have access to a team of media experts? What if this was at no extra cost and didn't require a contract? Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
Boss DXT snowplows are tough to beat. Featuring dual trip tech, flared wings, and optional D-force for improved scraping and back-dragging performance. Choose from 3 different sizes in steel, stainless steel, and poly. The Boss DXT is built to restore order.
Your home for Boss snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
We asked the team how we should celebrate the $2 million given to Casasa members last year. Ben wanted to spread the news with the help of an airplane. Jen thought we should celebrate by giving everyone a cake. And Eric wanted to make it into a movie.
$2 million.
Steve thought, well, what if we just said it?
Last year, First Community Credit Union gave $2 million in Casasa rewards.
Valley Alignment and Auto Repair has provided the FM area with vehicle service and repairs since 1978. They perform your vehicle service needs from oil changes and brakes to transmission and engine rebuilds. Valley Alignment and Auto Repair is a proud sponsor of Spuds Athletics and wish all the athletes and families a great 2022-23 school year and sports season.
To show up to work every day, it's not a job. It's not just a paycheck. It ultimately is a way of life. And to add that extra smile in someone's day is what gets me to work every day. And in return, to just receive those smiles and those thank yous or those squeezes of your hand is so meaningful. And it really brings me back every day.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
We are The Breakdown. For almost 2 decades, we've published the most comprehensive yearbooks on Minnesota high school sports and run the best in-season and off-season events. We cover every corner of the state. We are The Breakdown.
Before I became a real boy, life was easy. I just sat there doing sandwich stuff. But being alive is so hard. So if you don't want to get up to get a sandwich, you shouldn't have to.
We asked the team how we should celebrate the $2 million given to Casasa members last year. Dana wanted us to hire a marching band. Amanda thought that we should drop 2 million balloons. And Kevin, well, Kevin always wants to use the money gun. Steve thought, well, what if we just said it?
Last year, First Community Credit Union gave $2 million in CASASA rewards.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
Well, regardless of which side of the rink you look down upon, that was a very exciting first period of hockey.
It was. It felt like a section final. It had pace and urgency right out of the gate. Both sides competing hard. The Spuds able to get a little bit more pressure. The Rams, however, on their power play had some good pressure, but the Spuds are able to kill that off. And right now the Rams, I can tell you, do not like where they're sitting. They do not want to get down 2-0 to the Spuds. The last time they played, they didn't score, I believe. And they know they're facing one of the hottest goalies in the state. If you're the Spuds, it's not the Rams don't have the firepower. They definitely do. You don't score over 120 goals in the season without being able to do that. But right now they know what they're up against in Weigel, and the Spuds with the lead are very good. So we'll see. Here we go.
Moorhead gets the tap and brings it out to center ice before it's turned around, and the Rams have it with a long shot. Sent on by Eli Wensloff. And off to the far side, walking his way in, and it's tipped away. Ricocheting, bouncing up into the air, and the Spuds are there to pick it up. Parker Gass backhands it in. He gets ahead of the play, catches up to it, and rides it into the far corner. From there, tries to backhand it, and it's swept up against the side of the base of the net and bouncing off the wall out near point. Out it comes. No, it did not get out, and it's kept in by Ian Ness. Dropped down into the corner where it's picked up by Clint. Austin Clint works it out to center ice and carries it. Here's a return pass just ahead of the play. Forced to be turned around, and a quick turnaround shot blocked away. Ian Ness pokes it out of danger and out to center ice. A quick save there also intended for Noah Ernest. And he picks it up and sends it near side. Ernest collecting it up into the corner. Carries it with him behind the net. From the other side of the corner. It long passes out. And they're going to wave off icing, so the play will continue on as the Rams pick it up deep in their own end. Play up on the near side, Mason Kraft. Long play out. Garrett Lindbergh backhands it up all the way down. 2-0, Moorhead with the early lead. Play comes near side. We're in the second period. Play knocked down at the blue line. Turned around and kept in. Here's a wind-up and a shot again deflected off the Spud shin guard. And this nice job of stick-handling to get out of trouble by Caleb Alderson. Wind up on the near side, and a soft touch got blocked away behind. Kraft to pick it up. Out to the far point, wind up, and a shot blocked away. One of the nicer saves we've seen tonight from Altrio Jones. And a play comes back now to the near side. Up against the wall, and it's tapped forward, and it escapes the zone. It comes out to center. Spuds tracking it down. Caleb Creer working it near side. It's left alone for a moment. And Colby Creer brings it back down near side to Kraft. A drop pass there sent right back onto the Rams, and here's the move in by Gavin Jensen. Wind up down low. Play continues on. A player got hit, turned around, and spun to the ice. Back off to the far side. Aaron Ryerson looking at it. Joey Simonich carries it down deep into the far corner. Played back out to Ryerson, turning in, looking out at the point. He'll take himself, wind up on the shot, down, rebound, just there's a shot and a goal!
Good presence from Ryerson to keep circling. Patience to find his way to the slot and get to that shooting area that he likes. Rips a low wrister. Jones thinks he has it, but it squirted through his arm. And right there again, Abe Carlson finishing. That's a senior who doesn't want this to be his last game. Twice tonight going to the net. Get to the paint, people. Get to the paint and look for that puck. And Abe Carlson pokes it home again.
Abe Carlson. And that's his second of the night. It was made possible by Aaron Ryerson's willingness to take it around and around and set it up. So Abe Carlson with his second tonight. And the Spuds are getting some good secondary scoring with it. There it is, Abe Carlson. Aaron Ryerson will get an assist early on in the second period, and Moorhead leads it now 3-0. And off the far wall, it's popped up into the air and into the Roseau fan section. Stopping play with 18:35 remaining.
You got to give a little credit to Joey Simonich on that goal as well, as he carried the puck through the neutral zone with speed. And what you like to tell your young players, if they're going to make a move on the defense, make sure that puck gets around them so they don't stop that rush high in the zone. And Simi came with some speed, putting pressure on the D. Eventually ended up losing the puck, but it went deep where Ryerson could regain control and make some magic.
Joe Corton stands in on the face-off and draws it off to the far wall. Ian Ness sent it down to the corner, played now back to the near side by the Rams, and here's Jack Arnold. As he takes control at the point, then had it poked away. He still battles for it along the near wall. Pulled loose, chased down in, backhanded out, and still in the zone. As the players go flying by, it goes rink wide and out to center ice where Joe Corton is waiting it. He pulls it out of the air and plays it back down to the ice, and plays continues on. Aaron Wensloff Out of the far corner, it's kicked there by Corton, and play continues up on top, and it goes wide into the near corner. 3-0 Moorhead here in the second period. Jack Arnold tracking it down, goes behind the net, brings it back now near side. Out of the zone, Parker Gass, nice job of stick handling there and jumping over trouble. Comes back near side for Noah Ernest. A centering pass got all the way through, played off to the far side, sent to the point. From there, return to Ernest on the near wing. That one got bounced out of play into the green and white Roseau Rams section far side.
Well, the Rams starting to get just a little bit of zone time with this top unit out there with Jensen and Tanner George and Noah Ernest. But good defensive posture from the Spuds. Colin Baumgartner with some good patience and awareness to keep his stick in that passing lane. He's able to direct that one up out of play and get some relief for the Spuds.
Drawn back out, and it escaped and out to center ice, where it's gathered in and brought near side for Jake Queen. From there, sent all the way down. Spuds take a look at it and send it out. Here's Mason Kraft. Backhanded near side for Ryerson. Deep into the corner. He cycles his way down. Tried to slip one through. Got blocked away nicely by Jones, and play comes back out to the point. Kept in by Lindbergh. And out to the point it comes and sent off and out to center ice. Here's the run up, and it comes bouncing all the way in, and that's an icing call there to stop play and bring the puck all the way back into the Roseau end with 11:46 to go.
Boy, coming up the ice there earlier in that shift, great play from Garrett Lindbergh to stop and makes a hard pass off the near wall that kicks off right to Kraft's forehand and starts a rush immediately right from nearly his own goal line. Good defensive play from Garrett Lindbergh.
Spuds gained the faceoff, and the pass out to the point was wide, and Lindbergh has to track it down. Wind up and rings it all the way to the far side. It comes back on the stick, and here's a step across the line by Caleb Alderson. They battle for it in the corner. Battle for it continues. Off to the far side, and now out to the zone. Spuds track it down. Nice poke check there to slow play down. Here's a centering pass taken away by Colby Career, who is the right player in the right spot at the right time. Back up come the Spuds on the turnover. Near side it comes. Here's Career. Dropping it back. Ryerson goes rink wide. Stick handled by Kraft. Just popped off his stick, and play comes bouncing out to the near side. And the Spuds have it now high in the slot. Here's Ryerson. Todd drops it into the corner. The return pass was blocked. Deflected down. Mason Kraft there to pick it up. Turns. His shot comes all the way near side. Brought back down to the corner and up on top for Aiden Dufault, and that got lifted up and away. Back into the far corner it goes. 10:34 remaining. Second period of play. Spuds in this possession would like to put up another spot and make it a 4-0 game. Right now leading 3-0. Play comes out and it bounces all the way down. We got a race for it here. And it's picked up in the corner by Preston Lundbom of Roseau. Big collision in the corner. Kick loose out along the near side. Tossed back in. Moorhead able to pull it away and head out. Here's Joey Simonich. He drops it in towards goal, blocked it away. And play comes all the way back up on the near side. And here's the rush in by Gavin Jensen. Off to the far side. He carries it, but Joey Simonich there to pull it away. Spuds come on the attack. It's 1-on-2. Brooks Cullen carries it in and had it poked away at the last moment. The return comes all the way up, and that'll bring a stop to play with that icing call. 9:41 remaining in the second period of play. The Spuds are leading Roseau 3-0.
Good effort on both sides to turn the play up. When the puck turns over high in either zone, they're quickly turning it back, looking for transition opportunities. Roseau with a couple. Brooks Cullen in there entering the zone with a little nifty double triangle move that just got stopped. He almost had him on that one, and then they turn it right back. But just missed Tanner George for an icing.
Out to the point. Garrett Lindbergh sends it in. It rolls around the rink all the way to the far side. And from there, sent out. There's a shot and a goal. A rebound shot by the Rams, just escaping the lunging Kai Weigel. Rams are on the board.
Well, it's what they needed without a doubt. Down 3-0 in the middle of this game. they needed to inject some life into it and give themselves some hope, and there it is. A great zone entry, a classic zone entry, coming in wide, going across the ice, having someone center driving, and that being Noah Ernest, the most dangerous player on their team, and I believe Jensen centers one in that Ernest is able to redirect, and it was either him or Baumgartner, but either way, when you head to the net and you take some bodies with you, good things happen, and it happens there for the Rams to get there first.
A good shot, a good rebound, and a good goal for the Rams as they get on the board. Down behind the net, rolled back down near side. Bounced up into the air. Back out to the point near side. Aaron Wensloff takes a look and he sends it back in. Here's the announcement. Noah Ernest. Noah Ernest, goal leading point getter and goal scorer. His 45th goal of the year for Noah Ernest. And it's 3-1.
The Rams come right back with more pressure. They get that top unit back out there.
Well, yeah, adrenaline all of a sudden kicked in, didn't it?
It did. Weigel just wanting to regain some control, just redirects that up out of play and just wants to settle everything down, and he'll take a whistle.
And a little tap of the glove as Ernest skated past him. A great deal of respect and admiration between the two. Here's a high shot, bounced out to the near side. Turn and a look right into traffic it goes. They're turning around there. Here's another look in on goal, but it's back to the near side. And from there pulled away by Garrett Lindberg. A rink-wide pass to the near side. Alderson moves his way in. It carries wide, and a centering pass goes returned behind the net. Back out to the far point. Stick handling it there, and it's turned into the corner. Aaron Ryerson gives chase and pushes it up against the wall and out to center ice. It rolls. Here's Noah Ernest off to the far side. On the return, Ernest tried to walk his way in, and Alderson is there to pull it away. A bouncing puck comes out to center ice where it's picked up by Mason Kraft. In the near side and down to the corner, wind up, then Creer's shot ricochets up into the netting and out of play.
I tell you what, Aaron Ryerson, rightfully so, gets a lot of talk about his goal scoring, and it's underappreciated when the goal scorers come back and save a goal. Well, right there, Aaron Ryerson on the back check. If he doesn't come back, Tanner George is coming right down Broadway for a chance for the Rams, but Ryerson's able to get there and then turn it right back for a good chance for the Spuds.
3-1 Moorhead leading midway through the second period. As we go out to the far side, the Spuds quick turnaround, send it back in. After touching up on the play, it's tapped off to the far side by Aaron Wensloff. And the return comes out, and now the walk in by Preston Lundblom all the way down. Weigel comes out to steer it off to the corner. Bouncing puck comes out, and it's picked up by Carver Hasbargen. He looks cross rink, but he'll hang on to it. Here's a centering pass, shot blocked away. Oh my, Jones comes up big. Rebound comes up on top. Spuds keep it on the attack, wide up, and a shot, and a goal!
This is a beautiful goal from the Spuds again. The depth of the Spuds coming through here tonight. Pressure down in the Roseau end, and the puck comes up high, and I think it was Hasbargen that got it up high in the zone on the right side, finds Simonich all the way across the ice, and if Joey Simonich doesn't one-time that thing and hit it hard, Jones is getting there, but he hit it and got it underneath him before he could get across. Beautiful one-time goal for Joey Simonich.
Great hockey presence by Joey Simonich to give the Spuds a 4-1 lead. Play continues now in the second period as the Spuds track it down in the corner. Centering pass, blocked away. Centering pass, rebound up in front. Taken away by Tanner George, and play comes out to center. To the far side. Joey Simonich with the goal. Joey Simonich's second goal of the season, and as the play came back up ice, further activity has been displayed.
Yeah, it got testy there as the Rams again, as they enter attacking the front of that net. Weigel comes out, makes a save. the Rams players are attacking hard, and they try to avoid Weigel but get a little bump on him, and I tell you who's not going to like that is neither Garrett Lindbergh nor Colby Creer, and they both went hard after Ernest. Jensen got in the mix, Tanner George in there, and I believe that was a 4-car pileup behind the net.
It was at least a 4-car. With sedans, there were no unsheltered vehicles in that collision.
Yeah, in the spectrum of automobile traffic, that was somewhere.
It was indeed. Big collision. Fortunately, everybody skated off to their respective positions and play will resume.
Had a couple of probably just coincidentals. I think Ernest and Lindbergh went to the box.
So we continue to skate at 5-on-5, and it comes rolling all the way up ice and steered off to the side by Jones. The return goes behind the net. Slashing is the call on Ernest. And roughing is called on Lindbergh. And I suspect that was as a result of Lindbergh having proper position on it to flip over Ernest. And the resulting play ended up with coincidental minors, and both will serve 2 minutes. And further conversation now along the near side. 4-1, Spuds have the advantage here with 6:45 remaining in the second period, and the faceoff comes down right in front of the Moorhead bench. A steady look, Alderson stands in, faces off with Brennan Johnson. And it comes bouncing out to center ice where the Spuds backpedal to pick it up. A quick return. Caught by Ryerson, comes near side. Caught off the skate by Alderson, winds up with a shot. That just missed, about 4 inches high off the crossbar. Picked up and sent out to the point. Played there by Creer. Dufault at the blue line now in place of Lindbergh, as he still is at side ice. Play comes out near side. Here's the walk through the zone by Tanner George. Deflected into the corner. Windup goes all the way rink wide. It's 2-on-2. At the blue line and in, drop back. Setting it up. Here's the return. And the play goes in, but blocked away. Spuds had a good relay set up for eventual shot, but the Rams were there to steer it off to the side, and they pick up the loose play. Off to the far side. Working our way down from 5:38. Here's a shot, bounced off the back wall to the near side, all the way out to center and played there. Wind up for the third. Play comes back to the near corner. And sent right back in, off to the far side, deep into the corner. Clock running with 5:20 to go. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 in the second for Roseau, and it's 4-1 Moorhead as play continues past the halfway mark. Here's a walk in high in the slot, shot set on by Gavin Jensen, kicked away by Weigel. Spuds pick up the loose play and come in 3-on-2. Wind up in a shot, blocked behind the net. Comes back down near side, into the corner, and from behind, Brooks Cullen muscles his way, had it poked away just as he reached in on it, and it comes rolling out of the zone and all the way up ice to stop play with 4:43 to go. Well, we haven't lost any enthusiasm or excitement from that first period, as play here in the second has been equal to that, and it's 4-1 Moorhead.
After the Spuds got the fourth goal, they've done a nice job of not allowing the Rams to really get any build-up through the neutral zone. A couple of good reads as they've tried to exit. There was a point where the Spuds had 3 forwards committed down below the dots, and the Rams looked like they were going to turn something up the ice, but Jack Arnold makes a great read and steps up and breaks up that rush early on and slams it back in to keep the pressure down in the Rams' end.
Way off to the far corner, and the face-off. Dropped behind the net. Poked away Spuds. Parker Gass took a look at it. Play continues as Ian Ness goes down. Here come the Rams. Out to center ice, it's Noah Ernest. As he slides his way, and there's a shot. Glove save, Kai Weigel. And once again, the sticks are upright. And it all comes as a result of the offensive players taking an extra little swing at a puck that was already in the glove.
Really wasn't. and we're going to have coincidentals again. You can't blame the Rams for trying something, right?
Absolutely.
They've got to get in there. They're going hard to the front of the net, and there Tanner George goes in, gives a little extra whack trying to get into Weigel's kitchen. And, of course, you got Creer out there, and you know Colby isn't going to stand for that, and he comes right after Tanner George. They're both going to get 2 minutes.
Another set of coincidental penalties here with 4:22 remaining. And the officials have stepped in, squaring away some administrative work. And the puck is down. Joe Corton draws it behind, picked up by the Spuds and sent out. Picked up by Ian Ness. He'll bring it in. He's all alone. Ian Ness goes to behind for Corton. Carries it down deep to the corner, then behind the net. Centering pass right up at top, blocked away. The return goes up. There's a shot, blocked away. Rebound comes all the way out. All the way down it goes, and that's an icing. With everybody skating equal up, that icing pass stops play.
There's no break for the Rams right now as the Corton Ness gas line comes out, and beautiful setup down low. Again, they go to work down low, and Ian Ness gets it behind the net. Finds a streaking Corton to the net, or gas it was, and they just barely didn't connect on that one, but good action from that line as well.
Here comes a long pass out of the zone that sets up another icing play as the Rams tried to set up a long play coming out of their end, only to be stopped on the icing pass, and we'll drop the puck with 3:50 to go.
Likely to see more of that as the Rams will try to spring some people in the neutral zone to either get breakaways or odd man opportunities, trying to catch the Spuds down low or napping maybe a little bit, and they'll be in tune to it, but the Rams will continue to try.
Play comes out to the Rams. Rink-wide pass brought near side for Preston Lundbom. He goes deep into the corner, takes a swing at it, misses. Loose puck picked up Moorhead. And from the far side, Mason Kraft keeps it in play, takes the return pass and looks in. Had it poked away just as he was ready to load it up. And a long pass out of the zone, another icing against the Rams.
You see they're looking for it, and that time you had a little sneaky Pete coming out of the box late, and you can get that in the second period as you move up the ice. If someone late in the play goes for a line change, you can lose track of that guy coming off the box, and the Rams were almost able to get one off of that.
Both teams making changes. Moorhead last to change. Brooks Cullen stands in on the draw. Tapped it off to the side. Carver Hasbargen puts it behind the net. Hasbargen tracking it down. Fed it initially to Cullen, but then it was returned, and Hasbargen has it along the near wall, deep in the corner. As they try to protect that outlet pass, the battle continues for the loose puck. Down deep, it rolls right back up against the wall, and play continues the near side. Big shoulder-to-shoulder collision there before it's brought out for Austin Clint. He walks his way in. Spuds pull it away. There's a breakaway on the near side. Joey Simonich winds it up and goes rink wide with it. The Spuds just on. Here's a wind-up and a shot, and it just missed on the rebound. That one hit the goaltender and bounced off to the side, and play continues. Centering pass from behind the net, never cleared. 2.5 minutes to go. As it goes back to the corner and works its way along the wall, Hasbargen picks it up and takes it behind the net. Centering pass shot, bounced up into the air. He was going for something in the vicinity of the ankles and had caught a stick and a skate and bounced up and out of play.
Doesn't matter who the Spuds put on the ice. It's relentless right now. Again, Simonich, Cullen, and Hasbargen going to work down low. Hasbargen with a beautiful feed out to Brooks Cullen, who had the upper corner. He was going over the shoulder on the blocker side of Jones, and you could see him throw his head to the sky as he had that spot and wants that one back.
Here's the shot sent on by Lindbergh. Rebound off to the far side where the Rams collect it. Bring it out to center and head in. Tapped ahead, the Spuds put a stick on it. Forcing the play right out in front. It ricochets all the way down to the far side, and it's brought back out where the Spuds pick it up. Send it out to center ice. In pursuit, it is tapped, and it is tapped. Nobody takes control of it, and still the battle continues. And here's the 1-on-0 break. Aaron Ryerson shot it a goal! Aaron Ryerson on a breakaway turnover at blue ice. And it's 5-1.
Well, there you just get some good effort again, the commitment to all areas of the ice, creating a turnover in the neutral zone, and then Ryerson just being Aaron Ryerson, creating something out of nothing right there to beat the first defender by winning a puck, coming in, and as Jones came out to challenge him, Aaron knew where he was going with that one and put it high over the glove right under the bar.
Leading scorer for the Spuds, Aaron Ryerson, adds one more goal to his season total. And the Spuds have a 5-1 lead with play yet here in the second period. Here's a rolling puck, tapped away. Tanner George in pursuit. It's bounced up. We've got a penalty coming up.
Delayed call here. It's going to go on Tanner George for a slash. As he tried to enter the zone there, it looked like the Rams might have a 2-on-1, and the puck just got out of his reach, and Jack Arnold was able to take it and clear it. And as he did, out of frustration, Tanner George gave him a healthy whack on the shins, and the Spuds will go to the power play.
Moorhead's power play percentage has improved over the course of the season. They were hovering around 11 to 13% conversions early on. That percentage is just shy of 20% now. Down the final 9 games, all have been victories, and the Spuds have the extra skater here as Mason Kraft walks his way and he shoots. Rebound down low. Rebound, score! Rebound, score, and the Spuds take a 6-1 lead.
Well, and there it is again. It's good puck movement. A great shot. This is a drag and shoot by Mason Kraft to get a shooting lane, and a great low shot for Mason that creates a rebound. And you got net front presence from Colby Creer, and Aaron Ryerson's able to come in and clean up the mess. So Ryerson's going to get that, an assist to Kraft, and probably a secondary, whoever gave it to Kraft, which I can't remember.
So we meet back out at center ice, and the Spuds have put up an unexpected big number against the Rams through 2 periods. Aaron Ryerson on the power play goal. Garrett Lindbergh gets an assist. And Mason Kraft gets another point with that assist. Back down low, played back out onto the far side, and Colby Creer picks it up and brings it in. Creer steering it behind the net. Gathered in by Corton, and they'll play catch there as they set it up. Here's the return up in front. Wind up. Arnold is right there, but he lifted it. The rebound comes out to Parker Gast. He sends that one right on. That was shoulder high and diving. And a fortunate save for Mr. Jones.
Jones is a little shell-shocked at this point with the wave of the Spuds, and you can tell some shots are catching him by surprise, where it just feels like the Spuds are just playing at a quarter step faster pace, physically, mentally, everything than the Rams right now. And how can you blame them when you're down 6-1 to let down a little bit, mentally and emotionally, but they got to keep fighting.
Out on top, rink wide, carried behind the net, 20 seconds. 20 seconds remaining now in this second period. Ryerson carries it down deep. The return pass up along the far side, and the Spuds take a poke at it. They poke it in offside. That's waved off now with 9 seconds to go. The Rams will try to get something set up one more time, but that long pass circles around back to the near side, and that will take us into the locker room. After 2 periods of play, it's Moorhead 6 and Roseau 1. In East Grand Forks, the Spuds have put on a display here so far. Sam Walston, as they've scored 2 in the first, 4 goals in the second period, and lead at 6-1. I'm not so sure very many people saw that developing.
No, it's that was a fun period. It was good to see that, you always say primary, secondary, but getting tertiary scoring, Carlson with 2, Simi with 1, it's been, and then you get your big guys, Aaron's got 2, it's great period.
Once you say tertiary, you've lost me. I'm sure that meant 3, but I'm not sure.
It's, it's one thing, we just play our game, just come out after them, just try to get to the goal and get pucks to them, and it's working. And, Joe Simonich had a great pass from Carver across, and he just one time to right on the ice, and it got through, and that's kind of what we worked on, just keeping the pucks low, getting everything on net.
We've talked about this a couple of different ways and a couple of different coaches about the fact that the Spuds are getting what you call secondary scoring, and that's, I don't know what else to call it, because that's where it's coming from.
And it's been awesome, and it's been great to see a guy like Abe. I think he had a couple goals late. I think he had 2 tonight, 1 if he had 1 last game, or in the quarterfinal.
Yep,
but
yep.
It's been, it's been good to see those guys get on the board, because if we can go up and down 3 lines and get goals from all 3 lines, and I think we're doing well.
One thing I've noticed also is that 4th line comes on to play earlier in the game than what they were during the regular season.
And they do just fine themselves. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we're looking for now. But you still have a period to play, and they're going to keep coming too. So you can't just rest on your laurels that we have a 5-goal lead. Still got to play good defense, get the puck up and down the ice.
That defensive play also has been, I think, a sparkling point for your team this year.
It's been very good. And you see like a guy like, Jack Arnold blocking shots in the first, Aiden Dufault, and then a guy like Balmer, Colin Baumgartner just been working all year. JV kid last 2 years and getting a chance this year, and he's taken every opportunity, and it's been fun to watch him grow.
And so with that, the Spuds have built up a lead on Roseau. The winner of tonight's game moves on to state tournament play. We're not going to go there. We'll talk to you after the game about that. All right. Thanks to Sam Walston for being with us.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
Is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise but is overwhelmed by all the options. What if there was a way for Pam to have access to a team of media experts? What if this was at no extra cost and didn't require a contract? Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
Boss DXT snowplows are tough to beat. Featuring dual trip tech, flared wings, and optional D-force for improved scraping and backdragging performance. Choose from 3 different sizes in steel, stainless steel, and poly. The Boss DXT is built to restore order.
Your home for Boss snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
We asked the team how we should celebrate the $2 million given to Casasa members last year. Ben wanted to spread the news with the help of an airplane. Jen thought we should celebrate by giving everyone a cake. And Eric wanted to make it into a movie.
$2 million.
Steve thought, well, what if we just said it?
Last year, First Community Credit Union gave $2 million in Casasa rewards.
Valley Alignment and Auto Repair has provided the FM area with vehicle service and repairs since 1978. They perform your vehicle service needs from oil changes and brakes to transmission and engine rebuilds. Valley Alignment and Auto Repair is a proud sponsor of Spuds Athletics and wish all the athletes and families a great 2022-23 school year and sports season.
To show up to work every day, it's not a job. It's not just a paycheck. It ultimately is a way of life. And to add that extra smile in someone's day is what gets me to work every day. And in return, to just receive those smiles and those thank yous or those squeezes of your hand is so meaningful. And it really brings me back every day.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
We are The Breakdown. For almost 2 decades, we've published the most comprehensive yearbooks on Minnesota high school sports and run the best in-season and off-season events. We cover every corner of the state. We are The Breakdown.
Before I became a real boy, life was easy. I just sat there doing sandwich stuff. But being alive is so hard. So if you don't want to get up to get a sandwich, you shouldn't have to.
We asked the team how we should celebrate the $2 million given to Casasa members last year. Dana wanted us to hire a marching band. Amanda thought that we should drop 2 million balloons. And Kevin, well, Kevin always wants to use the money gun. Steve thought, well, what if we just said it?
Last year, First Community Credit Union gave $2 million in CASASA rewards.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
As we head into the third period, tonight the Moorhead Spuds with a 4-goal outburst in that second period, leading now 6-1. I'm not so sure that this isn't catching a lot of people by surprise.
Well, no, it was intrusive, bordering on explosive, and potentially exponential. It's the only way I can describe it.
Wow, listen to those words.
I don't know what happened.
We'll keep you in. We'll tell you afterwards.
Sorry, I don't mean to sound confused, but I'm in the process of trying to find that game up in Thief River, what the score is up there.
We should be able to track that one down. Meanwhile, as we get ready to start play here in the third period, Moorhead will defend the goal to our left. Kai Weigel hasn't had to be spectacular. He has had to be steady. And the one goal that Roseau did manage was a rebound right on the feet and on the skates of Kai Weigel, and the tip-in was good, and that's been the count. Spuds, meanwhile, have been shooting from outside. They've been shooting from rebound distance, and they've been able to mount up a 6-1 lead. And Noah Ernest battles for the face-off, and the Spuds are able to pull it away from him as Parker Gast sends it all the way down. Deep into the corner, back down near side, just underway in the third. Moorhead with a 6-1 lead as Roseau goes behind the net to pull it loose. Back out high in the slot, return back in. And again, the rejection there, turned around, and here comes Tanner George. Down deep into the far side, wind up in a shot, blocked away hard. Parker Gast picks it up and moves the Spuds up ice. He had it poked away just as he crossed over, and he came in offside. The puck was already, he was already in ahead of the play.
Yeah, so the Rams come out, and they had a little pressure early with Tanner George getting a nice shot, and of course they'd want to get one early here. Let's not pull any shots here. This is a mountain to climb for the Rams right now, and if anything's going to happen, they need it to probably happen early and often.
To the near side, sent back in by Colin Baumgartner. Rolled all the way around behind the net and off to the far corner, where it's picked up now by the Rams, and as they work their way in, backhand shot set up and a glove save snared away. Kai Weigel was able to jump up tall enough and snare it away with the glove save.
Nice job of Kai staying alert there. We are getting reports in from the listeners texting in on the out-of-town scoreboard. Warroad 3, East Grand Forks 0. I don't know at what point in the game that's at, but probably.
Well, it was the same start as here, so I'm guessing,
near,
right, yeah.
Early third period, maybe?
Warroad has had an outstanding year once again. 16:06, we're just underway here in the third period. Out-of-town scoreboard.
Yeah, we're going to see.
You were busy selling advertising today.
Well, I wish I had that the ability to pull that off, Larry, but I'm no good at that. But we're going to keep looking at other scores of interest here and see if we can't find some.
Sounds good. Here's the play in. Joey Simonich, who has responded in this big championship game with 2 goals already. And he carried it around. Here's the return in from center ice, played down deep in the far corner by Jake Queen. Back out to the far point, Roseau trying to chase it down, but Carver Hasbargen has it and finds a way to work it off to Aiden Dufault. The return for Simonich. And the play goes in behind the net with the glove save made.
Another nice zone entry from the Cullen, Simonich, Carlson line there. Another shot on goal. Jones up to the task. Right now, Andover in progress. 5-1 over Duluth East. That Warroad East Grand game's at the end of 2.
Okay, that Andover Duluth East, noticing that Duluth East is back in the picture again after a couple of years off. And but they can't quite keep up with Andover, who is peaking at the right time like a lot of teams are this time of year.
That's right.
Play near side now as Aaron Ryerson tried to separate the defenders. He slips between and works off to the far side, and play goes up against the wall. The return, batted up and out to center ice. The ricochet off the wall comes back. Colby Creer turns it around. Here's the Noah Ernest with a shot blocked up into the netting above the plexiglass to stop play there.
There you see the continued commitment in all areas of the ice from the Spud. The Rams are able to create a turnover on that play, and Ernest coming in a nice shooting area, but Colby Creer stops, gets out there and gets his stick in the lane and deflects that puck before it can even get to Weigel. Good second effort by Creer.
Drawn out to the point, and Clint had trouble with it momentarily before tapping it down to the corner. It rings around to the far corner, and it's played off the wall and out. Gathered in by the Rams on a centering pass. The Spuds are able to put a stick on it and send it out. Garrett Lindberg circling around with it. It comes back to him, and Colby Creer gets there first. And here's Noah Ernest up on top, looking for that one-time opportunity. To the far side, and there's a pass all the way through and ricochets. And the return goes down low. Back out of the near corner. Play is underway. Back as Roseau tries to set up an opportunity here. The play goes in on goal. Weigel steers it away. Spuds with a long pass out right to Parker Gast. To the far side. Back out it comes. And the return. So far, it's been a very leveling off third period with both teams kind of separating themselves and trying to make something happen, but not in a great deal of earnest. Of course, that would be Noah.
Well, I was wondering. I didn't see him on the ice.
Well, we played with that one for just a bit. Long play up results in an icing call, and that stops play with 13:40 still to play here in the third period. Winner on to state tournament play. Several other teams have already punched their ticket for the contest, which draws a lot of people in the course of a weekend.
That it does. Another score here. Minnetonka and Chanhassen down in Section 2 tied at 0 in that one. That's section final there.
To me, Chanhassen is a surprise.
Well, so in youth hockey, it's Chaska Chan, affectionately known as Cha-Cha.
Oh.
They actually split into the high schools of Chaska and Chan. And usually Chaska's the better of the two recently or historically, but Chanhassen has got a squad this year.
And they're battling, what did you say, 0-0?
0-0
Yep.
right now, yeah. That to go along with their dinner theater.
Does that go before the game or after?
I'd do that beforehand.
I
for
would.
Sure, yes.
13:06 remaining.
Section 1, Larry. Lakeville South 2-0 over Lakeville North right now.
And that's expected.
Yes, South, I believe, is the better of the two teams.
Usually.
More
Yep.
highly ranked. Credit to the Rams here early in the third period as they are still applying pressure, looking to get that second goal and possibly stir this game up a little bit. So kudos to them for the continued effort.
They'll go on the attack now with a power play situation. Here's the Spuds finding themselves serving 2 minutes. A penalty to Abe Carlson. Well, a couple of players that weren't looking ran into each other and tripped each other. And maybe there was a player looking because they're giving another penalty, and this one's being handed out to Gavin Jensen of Roseau. So the Spuds go on a 4-3 power play.
Yeah, so they had just gone on the power play, the Rams, and as they were setting up and Caleb Alderson was out front just kind of waiting for them to come out, Gavin Jensen swung through, and it did look intentional as he had Caleb looking the other way, decided to take a shot at him, send a message, maybe stir up the bench and get something going. You can't fault the Rams for continuing to try here.
It is not a power play opportunity or situation here. It's 4-on-4. Here's a rebound right out in front. Left alone. Here's a breakaway. Here's Aaron Ryerson. He winds up. He shoots. He scores. The hat trick for Aaron Ryerson as he leaps into the Moorhead bench along the far side.
Great goal from Ryerson there, and just being opportunistic. 4-on-4 creates opportunities because of the extra space out there, and it's a little different for all the players feeling like there's five normally, feeling like there's 5 players. When there's not, sometimes you lose track of guys or the space on the ice, and right there a puck turns over, Kraft gets it, and Ryerson, being the opportunistic player that he is, finds a seam up the ice, and Kraft, being the visionary player that he is, finds him and zips up pass right on his tape. And Ryerson back bars that one for no doubt for the hat trick.
Give credit to the Moorhead student body for recognizing they were keeping track. We had to take time and clear the ice of all the hats and caps that were thrown on after Aaron Ryerson's goal. And it's now 7-1 and we are in running time. So
an age-old hockey tradition, throwing hats on the ice. It's as mysterious as throwing fish on the ice. Like
well, at least a hat trick, it has a name.
That's true.
They don't call the fish.
Well, no, I'm thinking of the octopus in Detroit, right? They throw the octopus.
You can think about whatever you want.
The mind is wandering here.
11:35 and clock running. Did not expect this.
Another update from down in Section 1. Now at start of the third period. Lakeville South 3, North 1. That coming from Spud alum Chad Swanson.
Yes. Play on the near side and deep into the corner. Noah Ernest is. There's another wrestling match going on. Play continues on. I tell you what, these kids are out there playing hard and at full distance from end to end. Moorhead is at full strength, and now they do have the power play as it goes behind the net, and up on top, wind up in a shot. Blocked away there, and it rolls out to center ice. Roseau has worked off their penalty, and they are at full strength. The return now by, pardon me, from Abe Carlson. Down low, shot sent on and blocked away. Rebound up against the net. It goes down low, and it's played back now near side. Here come the Rams, and on the rush, up ice by Bennett Johnson. Off to the far side. The return, a bit long, deflected right back out to the Moorhead blue line, and it comes near side for Jack Arnold. Now on the near side, Easton Lammers taps it up, taps it into the air, and off to the far side, Austin Clint. From behind, it's played out to the far wall, and here come the Rams out of the zone. Play comes all the way back their side. Battle along the wall and into the corner. And as they scramble for it there, here's a turnaround shot quickly denied. The rebound up on top, and it's 2-on-2. Just saving it in. It goes down to Jace Blythe has checked in, and he's pounding his way along the wall. Waits for the play to come onside. Here's Easton Lammers. Back now to Blythe. He'll walk his way in, looking for the centering pass, and had it tapped away just as it was loose. Back now to the near side, and Noah Ernest comes rolling in, and he goes down. Jace Blythe battling him. Down low and up on a top off to the far corner. 9:16 to go. And Kai Weigel will put the glove on top. Clock continues to run with a 6-goal margin.
The Spuds will take whistles and just let that clock run down. Roseau, you know there's a program of pride. They're going to play for pride right now. There's not going to be any quit in that group. They also don't expect any shenanigans from that community or program. They will just play hard with the respect the game deserves.
Noah Ernest will stand in against Moorhead's Caleb Alderson. Backhand all the way far side. The return rejected back into the corner, and the Spuds there to pick it up. Along the near wall, and then intercepted. Moorhead taking it back. Here's Alderson on the return. Had it tapped away, but it's picked up by Creer. And here's a whistle to stop play, and that'll bring it back in for icing off to the far side of Moorhead's goaltender, Kai Weigel.
You can't say enough about the play of Alderson here. Halfway through this season, really basically the entire season, and what he's brought to that line. Ryerson gets a lot of the press and the talk with all the goals that he scored, rightfully so. Kraft gets a lot of talk with the number of assists and the plays that he's making, and really the glue to the line is Alderson in the middle. Energy guy, playing the right way all the time, making very strong, tremendous plays. Here we got a 2-on-1, Larry.
Here's Joe Corton. Wind up on a shot that got blocked and left alone dying on the ice. It comes rolling back out as Dalton Songstead will give chase. Can't get there in time, and that brings up icing and brings us on a return trip back up to the goal area near left of Jones.
Another section final of intrigue, Section 5, Maple Grove holding a 4-3 lead over Rogers.
Oh, yeah. Rogers is one of those programs that has certainly made strides in recent years. Here's the centering pass up on top, rebound shot, rebound looking for it. It continues on as they scramble forward, and finally on top of the puck, Mr. Jones stops play with the glove save.
Continued strong play from this line for the Spuds. Corton, Gast, and Ness, and Corton and Ness playing like seniors that want to keep playing too. A number of good chances tonight, looking for one of their own.
6:38 remaining, third period. Play goes behind the net. Scrambling after it, it's pitched along before return down in the corner. Eli Wensloff had it taken away from him, and here's the return up ice from Jimmy Jocks. All the way down in the near corner, and it's pulled away.
Oh, I believe it's a "We Want Charlie" chant. Maybe Charlie Stenjum
Charlie
fans.
Stenjum. Don't be surprised. He's ready. He's over there ready. Face off now on the near side of Kai Weigel. Joey Simonich stands in, draws it to the edge of the circle. It's pulled away. Spuds now forced to defend on the play as they try to work it along the wall, and it comes out. Gathered in by Aaron Wensloff. Off to the far side. Wensloff brings it to Eli Wensloff, and the play comes up against the wall. To the far side, a shot missing just wide. A rebound, the Spuds covering up nicely. Take the puck away and head up. Here's Carver Hasbargen. Into the near corner and scrambling after it behind the net all the way to the far side. A centering pass got pushed back behind, and from there out to the point, a long pass out of the zone results in icing.
Well, I've said this earlier, it's a repeated theme for me tonight, but the commitment all over the ice from the Spuds throughout the lineup is on display and has been consistent. And right there, all the way back into the crease, the Rams look like they're going to get a chance off the end wall, and Joey Simonich comes all the way down into the crease to help out and break up a play, and then the Spuds are back down in the Rams' end.
Off the face-off, it comes out to Dalton Songstead. He takes a return pass and sends it in just wide. The rebound comes up on top for Jace Blythe. Knocked away from him and out to Jack Arno. The return high in the slot, kept in, tapped into the near corner. 4:12 to go. Along the near wall, goes behind Jace Blythe, catching up to it there. Tapping it out to the far side, and here's the advance, and got turned around, and it's picked up by Blythe. He's looking for Lammers, had it poked away just as he was ready to pass, but he catches up to it and sends it back into the corner, staying inside the zone. 3:50 to go. Along the near side is Noah Ernest. He whisks one right on goal. He's got a quick release. A big shot and a quick release.
Well, you don't score 45 by being slow about it, Larry.
And he is once again involved. There's some extra activity right in front of the Moorhead student section.
Well,
no, it was
Tanner George.
Tanner George.
Not surprisingly, when you had a lot of hopes coming in, and you're frustrated at this point, and we talked about this. This is not the character of Roseau. I didn't even see what happened. I don't know what led to it, but it certainly isn't, indicative of who that team is and that community is, and you can't help but have a little frustration when you had high hopes for a different outcome here tonight.
Off the face-off, it pops in on goal, swept away by Weigel. Back into the near corner, crowding down from 2:49. Comes out near side, wind up all the way across and gathered in, sent back down low. Into the near side, a collision there. Puck is loose. Comes rolling out to center ice. Aaron Ryerson in pursuit, but it's caught by Jake Queen. And it rolls out to center ice and lifted up, and a bouncing puck off to the side, steered away by Weigel with 2:15 now showing. Spuds stick handling their way. Turned around, it comes near side for Colin Baumgartner. And on the return, the Spuds again drop back and pick it up on the way in. Turn it around and send it up with 1:50 to go. Good heavy pressure as the Rams would like to get one more counter. Here's a steal now and a breakaway as they step across the line. Centering pass, wind up, and a shot and a goal! Oh my! Aaron Ryerson. 4 fingers. He thinks he's gotten a 5th.
Well, I tell you, it's not the pair you want to see coming down the ice right now if you're the Lambs. When you got Kraft and Ryerson barreling in on a 2-on-1, they've been lethal throughout the season, and there again tonight.
8-1. Aaron Ryerson with the goal, unofficially his 4th, perhaps his 5th. We'll see how that all transcribes when we take a look at the final roundup of scoring after this one. Spuds. Mason Kraft helping out once again. That's a dangerous combination.
Yeah, they have been, and really the tough plays happening by the defense and down in the zone to create some of those chances as well as Alderson.
Moorhead fans are starting to rise as they count down now from 30 seconds.
In a thrill, they're really very unique to life in this experience. These kids, whether it's the second time or the third time or the first time, the opportunity to play at the XL Energy Center in the tourney, it's unbelievable. Couldn't be happier for these kids.
They're turning it around. Fans are at full stand as they walk it down now with the Spuds holding on and letting the clock run. And the Spuds are on their way to XL Energy Center. And another trip at Minnesota State Hockey Classic, the state tournament. We'll recap tonight's game after this timeout. Our final, Moorhead 8, Roseau 1. things come to mind as we wrap up the broadcast here this evening from East Grand Forks. Well, first of all, we noted at the start with visiting John Ammerman and with yourself, Rob Gremmer, about the improved defensive play that the Spuds have shown, especially here down the stretch of the season. And they just were getting tougher and tougher to score on, tougher and tougher to get even good looks at.
Yeah, in defense, of course, is you got to play as a unit, all 5 guys together. And you notice the commitment not only from the defenders in second effort and making it difficult, even when something breaks down, to get a clean look, but in back pressure, the forwards coming down and helping out. Tonight, time after time, you had Ryerson early. Brooks Cullen early in the game came back on a great back check to stop a rush, and then late in the game again, Joey Simonich coming all the way into the crease, and it's that kind of a commitment. And when you put that, you combine that with probably the best goaltender in the state, it's going to be tough on people, and I can promise you right now, nobody is looking at wanting to play the Spuds in the first round down at the XL next week.
And so that is around the corner as Moorhead gets ready to take on the pairing committee as they decide by vote who is ranked from 1 through 8 and how they will pair up from there, and we look forward to that matchup, whatever it might be. The Spuds seem to be ready for state tournament play.
They sure are. I mean, they're playing as good as anybody right now. I don't know, is it 9, 10, whatever in a row right now that they've won?
This is 10.
This is 10, and it's a remarkable run they're on, and when you put it together at the right time, it's 3 more wins, and you got a chance, and they're at the X now, and anytime you get there, you got a chance. They're joining Cretin-Durham Hall, upset St. Thomas Academy this week. I believe Edina is in.
Yep. Lakeville North is down to south.
Yeah, they're behind us. I think the rest of them are either in progress or yet to be played, but you got South looking like they're going to come through there.
Maple Grove, Andover, they all are ahead in their games.
Ahead in their games, but it's a 1-goal game with Rogers right now. Tonka, Chanhassen, I'm not seeing an update other than scoreless. So a lot of interesting things yet to happen, and it'll all impact the seeding, as you say, as that comes out this weekend.
So for the Moorhead Spuds, they wait now for the presentation of trophies and personal awards, while the Rams, I know this is a tough loss, that's for sure, because Roseau and Moorhead, that's a key battle throughout the course of the season. You got to know right now when they get home and take a look at next year's schedule, where do we play Moorhead? That's going to be the first thing they look at.
Well, yeah, and we were looking at some numbers. I mean, this is the 49th time Roseau's been in the section final. It's just remarkable. And then on the Spud side, 23 in a row in the section final. And I always say it a lot, and it might sound overstated at times, but when they play early in the year, it always feels like a potential look at a section matchup that's going to be important, whether it's the final or not. But these 2 teams now have met 14 times themselves in the section finals. The 14th time that they've played each other, now with Moorhead holding a 9-5 advantage in those games.
And for Jake in studio, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and for Rob Grammer alongside, this is Larry Knutson reminding you our final score in the Section 8 Championship Hockey Game. Moorhead 8 and Roseau 1.
Number 22, Brennan Johnson. Number 25, Tanner George. Number 26, Keegan LaFont. Number 27, Isaac Baumgartner. Number 31, Patrick Jones. Number 35, Abram Hinson. Team manager, Will Spargo. Team AA champions. Number 2, Easton Lammers. Number 3, Joey Simonich. Number 4, Garrett Lindbergh. Number 5, Colby Greer. Number 6, Aiden Dufault. Number 7, Caleb Alderson. Number 10, Joe Horton. Number 11, Parker Gass. Number 12, Gabe Carlson. Number 13, Carver Asmartin. Number 14, Dalton Somstead. Number 15, Jack Arnold. Number 19, Mason Kraft. Number 20, Brooks Cullen. Number 21, Colin Baumgartner. Number 22, Aaron Ryerson. Number 24, Chase Light. Number 27, Ian Ness. Number 31, Kai Weigel. And number 33, Charlie Stenchuk. Team managers, Ethan Montagan. And team manager, Braden Wade. At this time, we would like to ask the captains from the Roseau Rams to come forward, receive their second place trophy. And now, at this time, can the captains of the Moorhead Spuds please come forward to receive the section championship trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for attending tonight's game against State